Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this poster for Valentine, and all the assets as usual are going to be available in the description box, so do to download it and design along with me. I'm also going to make the PSD file available for you guys as well. And before we get started, I'd like you to like this video, drop a comment, share it, and of course subscribe to this channel because more amazing content is going to be dropping. I'm not talking so much, let's get right into the video. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new file, and the size of our file is going to be 1080 by 1350. I'm going to make sure it's an artboard. Make sure your other settings are like mine and click on create. So now that our artboard has been created, I'm going to bring out all my assets, which is this, and like I said, they are available in the description box. So the first thing I'll do is to bring in my color palette, which is a very simple palette, red and white Valentine colors. Alright, so I'll bring it in and I'll come down here and I'll create a solid color adjustment layer and I'll make it to be red. I'm going to drag it into this artboard. Alright, and then I'll double click on it and I'll make sure it's this same red that is in my color palette. Alright, once we have that, I'll click on OK. Next thing I'll do is to select my rectangle tool. Make sure the color is white. Make sure it's white and then draw a rectangle like this. Okay. So select my move tool and I'll centralize it. Okay, so we have our rectangle, and yeah, I think it's pretty much okay like this. Now double click on this rectangle and I'll select the white. So it's basically pure white. So yeah, the rectangle should be pure white. Okay, then the next thing I'll do is to bring in this grid. So we have our grid, and then I'll clip the grid to the rectangle. Then I'll add a mask on the grid. Select my brush tool. I'll invert the mask by pressing Ctrl I. Make sure that my brush is white, the foreground color is white, and then I'll dab once. Okay, I'll dab once, and then I'll reduce the opacity of the grid a little bit. I'll leave it at 42. Okay, and I think that's pretty much everything that consists of the background. So I'll select all three layers, press Ctrl G, and I'll call it BG for background. Next thing I'm going to do is to bring in the model. Right, so I have two images of the model. I have the original one, and the one that I removed the background. I'm going to bring both of them in. Right, so I'll extend this one. Alright, so let me hide the one that I removed the background. Now this original image here, you can see that there's a podium on the right hand side. I call it a podium that her hand is resting on. But if I hide it, if I show you this one, when I removed the background using photo room, it didn't bring in that podium, and I need that podium, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll select both of them, press Ctrl T, and I'll reduce the size like this. I'll place it by the edge. Okay, then I'll increase their size like this, something like this. I'll click on OK. Right, so I'll hide. So you can see without that podium, this is what it look like, and I don't want. So I want to cut out the podium from this original image. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'll select that image, and I'm going to select my pen tool. If you don't know how to use the pen tool, you can just click the video at the top right, and I have an entire video on how to use the pen tool. Right, so I'll select my pen tool, and I'm going to use pen tool to cut it out. So I'll click here, click on her hand. I'll click here, click out like this. Alright, then I'll just come and adjust it a bit. Just adjust a bit. Okay, Let's move this, and I think it's pretty much okay. Then we can right click and we can make a selection, and with that selection we can now create a mask. Right, now we've created a mask, we can now unhide the second layer. So can you see what I've done? So now we now have that podium cut out. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to achieve. Alright, so now that we have that done, next thing I'm going to do is to write the text. I'll select both, press Ctrl, sorry about that, press Ctrl G, and I'll call it subject. Now I'll come under the subject, select my text, and I'll write love, and I'll make sure it's the same color as the background, that red. Then I'll change the font to Last Christmas. Okay, then I'll press Ctrl T to increase the size, and I'll drag it from one edge to the next edge. Okay, alright, so we have this. Now I want the edges to be white so that they will show, so I'll duplicate it. Then I'll duplicate, I'll change it to white. Right, after changing it to white, I'll go back, I'll select the rectangle, then I'll create a mask, and I'll invert that mask. I don't know if that made sense to you. Right, I duplicated the love, changed the duplicate to white color, then I created a selection of this rectangle by holding Ctrl and clicking on the rectangle. When that selection has been created, I went back, selected that love and created a mask, then I inverted the mask. Okay, once we have this, right, you can see we have our love. Then next thing I'll do is select my text tool again, click here, and I write A. I'll press Ctrl T, I'll move it here. I'll move it, make sure it's on top of the subject. Make sure the A is on top of the subject. Press Ctrl T and then I increase the size like this. And just place it somewhere here. I think that's okay. Then I'll select my text once again and I write sorry. I have to hide the love so that it's not affect is in D. Okay, I'm coming back the love. Change the is in D to red color. Then I'll take it here. I'll press Ctrl T and then I'll rotate it. Place it close to her arm. Raise the size a bit. Okay, so we have all the text. All the text that we need. So the last thing is to create a rectangle somewhere here on our arm. Make sure the rectangle is white. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate our image and clip it into the rectangle. Then press Ctrl T and then place this part, her mouth, where she's holding the rose. Yeah, so show the rose and show a little bit of her eyes. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'll select the rectangle, I'll close it up a bit like this. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then I'll bring in this element, this vector smart object. I'll reduce the size, I'll place it here. Then I'll go to FX, go to color overlay, add the red, the same red that we're using, red color overlay, and I'll duplicate it, place it here, place it this one now behind the rectangle, and then change the color value to white. Okay, then the last thing I'll bring in is should be this star. Right, for the star I'll just duplicate the color value to red. I'll place it here, and then I'll duplicate it. I'll place it inside this love here. Alright, so that's basically the majority of the work done. Then come to the top, select Ctrl Shift Alt, sorry, not W, Ctrl Shift Alt E, create a snapshot of what layers, then convert that to a smart object. Okay, prior to that, before that, actually go to your adjustment layer and select selective color. Now selective color, select red, and then I think we can play around with the settings, reduce cyan a bit. Let me just see. Alright, so you can see my settings. Cyan is -19, magenta plus 36, yellow is +3, and black is +7. So you can also change it. It must not be exactly what I did. You can just play around and see what you like. Then after doing that, press Ctrl Shift Alt E, right click and convert it to a smart object. Then go to filter and go to camera raw filter. In camera raw filter, you can now go ahead, increase texture, increase the contrast, exposure, go to effects, increase texture and grain, reduce vignette a bit, go to detail, increase sharpening, then you can click on OK. And that's pretty much how I created this poster right here in Photoshop. If you watched to this point, you're an OG, and I hope you learned something new. If you did, let me know in the comment section exactly what you learned. Also drop a like, share this video to others, and of course subscribe to this channel because more amazing content is going to be coming on. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.